Good morning. Today is Saturday 21st. No, the 20th, September 20th. Okay, so I'm out here in the garden doing some cleanup. It's not going to be a big cleanup day, but I'm doing some cleanup today. Have to get rid of this stuff I cleaned out of the garden beds last week. The green container is now empty, so that gives me the chance to fill it back up. So, this is what it looks like. Let me show you. So there's that right there. Yeah, it's a mess. I need to finish straightening this out and put the gopher protection down in there. I may or may not get to my honeyberry plants today. As you can see, asparagus is starting to pop up. I had cut down, let me see if right there. I had cut down the asparagus bushes. They're just going to come back up. They're going to come back up, and then in hopefully the beginning of the year, I will cut them down and also put more fertilizer and stuff there. I'm going to try to take out all of the tomato plants today and probably the pepper plants too, and just do a little bit of yard cleanup. It doesn't look like a lot, but once you start working, it can be. I had to clean out the side of the house where the containers were because I still had my little wagon or puller container full of stuff that I had pulled out last week, and then it rained and that stuff was smelling, so I had to clean out the green container. Good thing I put the hose reel in the front, and I went and I sprayed down the side of the house. Then I went and dealt with the chickens. Oh, I had to replace the cover for my fire pit that had holes in it, and it had rain. And in California, I'm pretty sure just like in most states, we get mosquitoes really bad. So anything I saw filled with water, I've been cleaning it out, taking it out, because mosquitoes only need a little bit of water to start reproducing and making eggs. So I have to clean that out, feed the chickens, and now I'm here. It's not hot yet, but you see I have my fan on. And then I'm thinking maybe later today I might come out and water and maybe start cleaning those beds, prepping those beds that the tomatoes were in for my greens, my collard greens, my turnip greens, and my mustard greens. So, but right now, we're just going to do cleanup, see where we get. It's probably almost 8 a.m. because I came out around 7:15, 7:20. Let's see where we can get before it gets too hot. It's going to be 88 degrees today, so I got to hit it. Be with you all in a moment. Since I filled that container in 2 seconds, I'm gonna go roll it to the side of the house, empty it into the big green container, and then bring it back and start on the tomato plants. Took less than a minute. as usual, as every year, I found grubs. Every season I find grubs and I clean them out and they come back. So, sorry. I'm going to stop this video here and then show you what I have, what I've done, and how many grubs I got when I'm done. Hello all. So, just a moment. It is 8:48 in the morning. So, let me show you what I got. I think I did this bed about 30 minutes. So, took everything out and there's all the grubs. Is that all of them? No, there is not. I'm sure there is plenty of more. Plenty more in this garden bed. But I knew I was going to find grubs, but I'm not really in the mood to do grub hunting today. But as I see them, I am putting them in this container. I need to get to pulling out these other tomato plants, and also as I'm pulling up the plants, I shake the plant to get grubs out, and I'm hurrying up and I'm throwing them in the container. Am I getting them all? No, but they're definitely attached to the roots of the plant. You might be wondering why I don't worry about grubs, because they eat the roots of your plants. I have grubs everywhere in this garden bed, and I still grow food and I still collect a harvest. I don't turn this up. I don't trip on the grubs because I know that I'm going to get them out. What I do worry about is pulling up a plant and seeing the root knot nematode action. So I have not seen that thus far. I think that's why so many animals come in my yard, is to get grubs, and that's why I had to do the gopher protection on them. It's not that gophers aren't going under the garden beds, but since I put that stuff down, they're not coming up. So I'm just hoping that when a plant grows roots and the gophers see grubs, they get the grubs from the roots and then keep on pushing. I'm going to stop sifting this bed, because the more I sift, the more grubs I find, and I don't want my day to be a grub fest, grub hunt day, because I got other stuff that I need to do, but I'm very tempted. So let me turn the camera around. So I'm done with this gardening bed. I'm about to start on the second one, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to find grubs in all of these beds, but I'm just going to take my time. And as I'm pulling them out, I'm pulling out the stakes that the plants were on, pulling out the tags on the containers, some of the small plants like that basil right there. Let me see. I'm going to trim it up, clean it up, add a little fertilizer, add a little soil, and I'm probably going to put it back into a garden bed this season. Might even take it out and just direct plant it into a garden bed. So let me go ahead and get to it and finish taking out the tomato plants and everything that's in there. Okay, so this is what I was afraid of. Right here. This is a sign of root knot nematodes. Okay, so, sorry, let me get my selfie stick together. So, what I'm going to have to do is pull out all the plants, and then I'm going to have to take some plastic, go to Home Depot, and put it on top. I'm going to put it on top of all these garden beds, make sure it's snug, because the only way to kill root knot nematodes is like killing them with the sun or whatever. I'm going to read up on it, but I'm going to get these out, get as many grubs as I can. And that's what I was afraid of, because the last couple of years I've had grubs really bad. It's going to happen. It's nature. And then I'm going to switch up how I plant my greens and stuff. So all these containers that I have with the sweet potatoes and stuff like that, the sweet potatoes are still going to grow. But instead of putting my greens and stuff in any of these garden beds, I'm going to put them into my 15-gallon grow bags this year. I'm going to have to if I want to grow greens. And also I have the new garden bed, so I may be using that garden bed also to grow greens and broccoli and stuff. So I'm going to be going through just this garden bed today, and then I'm going to fix up the new garden bed, and I'm going to start throwing that soil that I had my potatoes and stuff in into the new garden bed once I put the gopher mesh down. And these garden beds are not going to be able to be used for a few months. It happens. Am I sad? A little sad, but for some reason I just felt it coming, I have to say, because with me getting grubs and me getting gophers and me getting all this stuff, it was inevitable, right? So I'm going to go ahead, keep pulling these out, and let me show you the plant. And I knew something was off this season because I'm really good at growing tomatoes, and especially this plant wouldn't do it. Do I have them bad? It doesn't seem like it, but the fact that I have knots in the roots, you can see that. Let me show you. That's what it does. So we got to kill those babies up out of there, and hopefully I will kill everything that's in that garden bed. But first, let me get back to it, and then I'll show you. It happens. I'll show you what I have when I'm done. Look at that. Root knot nematodes. I'll pull it up. Look at that. Now I know why the plants was dying. Okay, I have 3 more tomato plants to pull out. I'm finding grubs as I'm pulling them out. So all my chickens will have a good grub fiesta going on. Then I'm going to go in the house and eat because I'm hungry and I find myself getting a little weak. I've been drinking water. But I'm just going to pull these out, get the grubs that I can, head on to the house and eat. And then continuing this video a little bit later. But yeah, one thing I want to say is don't let obstacles discourage you. Eventually I knew it was going to hit me, the root knot nematodes. It happens to everybody. I wish it was in a container and not my garden beds, but it's how you deal with the situations, and I'm not going to let this get me down. I have lots of grow bags, lots of containers I could put soil in. I have a brand new garden bed I'm putting in that have enough room for all of my greens and collards and things of that nature. I have other garden beds. I'm praying those don't have root knot nematodes in them, and I can plant my other brassicas, my broccoli, my onions, my garlic, which are alliums, and I'm hoping that this big garden bed doesn't have root knot nematodes, and I can plant my Brussels sprouts. But it happens. It's all about how you deal with the situations. And if the other garden beds do have them, I'll deal with the situations as they occur. I'm not going to give up on gardening because of an obstacle like this. If the root knot nematodes were in a grow bag or in a garden container, I would probably just throw out that whole container and not have to be bothered with it. But these are garden beds and I have to deal with it. So let me go ahead and finish up, and then I'll finish recording later on today. All the grubs I got from 3 garden beds. A snack for the chickens. Hello all. I want to close out this video for today. I didn't get back to the garden beds where the tomatoes were planted just because I just had to do some running around and stuff. So let me show you what I did. I talked about this earlier. The other cover was it was basically not a cover. It was just all holy. So I took it and I threw it away, and I had bought this fire pit cover a while ago, and so I now recovered it, and it fits better. It fits a lot better. I've just been procrastinating and just hadn't covered it up, but I got it from Lowe's. It's a universal fit 30-inch round wood fire pit cover. It's a lot thicker than the last one I had, a lot better. So yeah, I covered that up. So I originally, the sun, move over here. So I originally went to my local big box store, which is Home Depot. And usually when I go in there, they always have like small ponds area, like where the pool stuff is in the garden area center. And I went there, I'm like, where are your ponds and your pool pumps and stuff like that? And they were like, oh, well, we have this kiddie pool. And they just had some blue kiddie pools. And I'm like, no. So when I kind of walked through, let me show you. I got this plastic drop cloth, which I'm going to put on the beds to start the solarization process tomorrow. And Lowe's and Home Depot both have onion sets and garlic right now. I usually order from Gurney's, but sometimes Gurney's could be a little bit more expensive. So these two I got from Lowe's. Plant and fall onion sets, $6.98 for 45 bulbs. Pretty good. And $6.98 for 4 garlic bulbs. Now the Home Depot onion sets, this one is $4.98 for 25. So you get an extra 40 for $20 from Lowe's. Then the garlic, $4.98 for 3-pack. It says 3 sizes. 3 top sizes. So yeah, I got that. I got these red sets, these yellow sets, sweet onion sets, garlic, California garlic. Is it both? Yeah, both California garlic, white onion sets, and I got 2. And this is $4.98 for 20 packs. So yeah, the only thing I have to order from Gurney's now is my elephant garlic, the big ones, and that is it. The pond I got from Lowe's. I went to Home Depot first, got these, and then I went to Lowe's, and they had all different kinds of ponds, which is what's in the chicken coop now that I use for a dusting bin, and we're gonna leave that in there. I'm putting in an extra one. So right now the current pond or dusting bin, it fits about 2 fat chickens. This one might fit about 2 to 3, and I have 7 chickens. So I could have bought a really big one, but the chickens don't sit in there all day, and they share the dusting bath, so that way they'll have somewhere to dust. So I'm actually going to take the onion sets in the house because it's really too hot to put in the, excuse me, I'm getting tired, in the garage. In the shed, and then they'll go bad. So I'm just going to sit them in the living room, not the living room, by the slider for a week or so until I start harvesting all the other stuff, and then I will start planting them in the ground. Another thing, Gina had mentioned that she grew onions from seeds, and it was probably the Walla Walla, I think, which I actually do have Walla Walla onion seeds, and I have grown onions from seeds before. However, they were planted for about 6 months. And this is when I first started gardening. I really didn't know the process of growing onions. And I started from seeds. And so I got like green onions, or maybe shallots, I guess you will say. And I had them in for 6 months. I think I'm going to try again. I still have lots of onion seeds. What's that about? Sorry. I still have, something's in my eye. Lots of onion seeds. And, something coming through the top there? No? Sorry, you guys. I didn't mean to put my face in there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. What? This gray one, either it's this one, it was only 2 grays, One of the grays has been chasing one of the baby chicks. And, you know, I really don't care. Because that baby chick is the one that's see? Always causing drama. Is one that's always causing drama. I don't know what it is. So she chased her around a couple of times today. And I'm like, get her. Go on and get her, baby. Go on and get her. Because she be tripping. She be tripping hard. Anyway, sorry about that. So I am probably going to throw down some onion seeds in a container or two. And I'm just going to let them grow for like a year. 9 months to a year. And see how they do. So, I mean, I was able to grow some, but they didn't grow that great. And if I just would have had let them in the ground, maybe they would have did better. I don't know. But that was a long time ago. But I do like growing from onion sets because they tend to be ready by end of spring, midsummer, when you start planting your tomato plants. And if I would have ordered those sets from Gurney's, I would have been waiting a little while. And I probably would not be getting my onion sets and garlic sets in the beds till November, early November. And I kind of want to get them in earlier this year. So that is about it. I just kind of wanted to finish off the video in regards to the root knot nematode situation. So what I'm going to do is tomorrow I'm going to break all the clumpy soil out of the beds, take out my little night lanterns, and then kind of make it thin and sifty, then water down the beds, and then put the plastic on top of them. Because for solarization, you want the temperature to reach like up to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. And the way it's hot out here, the sun will beam down on those garden beds, but I have to prepare them. Then after a couple of weeks, when I take the plastic off, and when I put the plastic on, I'm going to put some bricks on top to make sure the plastic stays down there. When I take the plastic off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get me some crab meal and some worm castings, which I have worm castings, and I'm going to mix them together, and I'm going to throw them into those garden beds, because what that does is attracts beneficial nematodes. Oh wow, I see I see two. Sorry, loofahs that I need to. I didn't realize they had turned brown that fast. Look, have one right there is ready to go, and another one right here. Right here, that's yellow and brown. Wow. I just wasn't paying attention. That literally happened kind of like within a 2-day period. Anyway, like I was saying, I'm going to mix together some crab meal and worm castings, which I really don't need worm castings. And I'm going to put them into the garden bed and mix it with the soil, because that will attract beneficial nematodes to the soil. So I know when someone sees this video, they're going to say those aren't root knot nematodes, those are nitrogen fixers or whatever. I've been gardening for a while now, and I use a lot of everything in my beds, and this is the first time I've ever seen it. And the way these are knotted up, these are root knot nematodes, and I'm about to kill them in my soil. So what solarization does, you see me in the garden bed, hold on. Sorry, you see me out in the garden. I'm always looking at stuff. Oh, I got a second. Another melon I didn't see here. That's a good thing. And I got this one right here. That's okay. Always keep my gloves in my hands because I'm checking stuff. So I have this melon right here. She looks like she's doing good. I got this melon. Doesn't look like it's rotted out yet. And this one seems to be doing okay. That one that's gonna die has a black spot on it already. I don't see anything anywhere else. Okay. So yeah, that's the plan. My butternut squash died, the one I had. Throw it away. Sorry. So yeah, sorry I keep interrupting myself, but yeah, so I'm gonna take the crab meal and the worm castings and mix them and put them in. That is a wasp, and I'm gonna go, oh, flew away. I'm gonna go this way, and I'm going to put them into the garden beds, mix them up, and hopefully that will attract beneficial nematodes to continue to kill off anything else that's not good. Let me show you my butterfly peas. I've been picking butterfly peas every day, and if you miss one, what happens is it creates a pod where you can get seeds if you don't take the flowers off every day. And let's take this here and put her, can you twist please? Twist on there, pretty please. It kind of did. And it creates a seed pod. It starts creating pods. So there's been a couple of times that I've missed a couple of flowers, which is okay. So I got a pod here, got a pod there, I got a pod there. Pretty sure I got some pods somewhere else. So this one plant is getting it. This one plant, because the other ones haven't been doing so well. Okay, anyway, let me get back to my onion sets. I'm going to take those in the house, and I'm actually done out here today. And that's it. I will be doing a video tomorrow on the collards in cabbage challenge. Yeah, so at least I got the tomato plants out. I collected an egg today, which is fabulous. I think the girls are starting to slow down. It's the end of the year. They're probably tired from laying eggs all year long. And hopefully it won't take me that long to kind of straighten up the chicken coop a little bit. Tomorrow, put the pond in there and use some soil from some of the stuff that I'm not using and throw in there, along with some diatomaceous earth. And they will be happy to have more nesting pod, a better dusting pond, dusting bed, whatever you call it, dusting area, and just kind of clean it up a little bit for them. Add some more. I'll probably take a shovel and throw some of this shredded wood that they kick out back in there, and just put their dusting bin in a place where they'll like it. And I think that will make them pretty happy. So that's it. As I always say, please find peace within yourself, and please be peaceable with everyone around you. I love you all. Have a fabulous Saturday evening. Bye.